Next on Worcester News Tonight, due to the critical risk level for Tripoli, central Massachusetts towns are taking action. Plus, Worcester's preliminary election is 3 weeks away, and candidates are working to make themselves known. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. A confirmed human case of Triple E in central Massachusetts is forcing other area municipalities to cancel nighttime activities. So far this year, the state has reported 2 people diagnosed with the potentially fatal disease, and it has public health officials warning residents to stay inside when mosquitoes are out. Our Cam Jandro is live in Shrewsbury tonight with the details. Cam?
Yeah, Anna, the city of Worcester actually sprayed in hopes of combating the West Nile virus earlier this evening, but these surrounding towns like Northborough, Grafton, Shrewsbury, Upton, they're concerned with Triple E, which can be much more deadly than the West Nile virus. And these towns are simply not taking any chances after yet another diagnosis earlier this week. A case of Triple E in a neighboring town forces Upton to shut down all activities after dusk.
This type of disease, Triple E, has a high fatality rate, so we are really trying to get people to understand that this is something that is not in the norm.
Nearby in Grafton, officials confirmed a man between the ages of 19 and 30 was diagnosed with Eastern equine encephalitis over the weekend. The state says 2019 is the first time Massachusetts has had a human case of Triple E in 6 years. Upton Town Manager Derek Brindisi says the area is preparing for an aerial spraying in the near future.
The state has identified mosquitoes that live in our area that are carrying the Triple E disease.
In Westboro, a concert was planned for Tuesday, but concern over mosquito-borne diseases made the town enforce the same dusk to dawn cancellations.
There's no way to eliminate, the risk, but by taking precautions, repellent, insect repellent, that sort of thing, that you can minimize risk.
The state classifies Westboro and Upton at critical risk, joining Grafton, Northbridge, Shrewsbury, and Southborough here in central Massachusetts. For both towns, fighting Triple E can be much more dangerous than West Nile.
About half the people who are infected can die, and even those that are recovered may have long-term neurologic problems.
So we anticipate that we're going to be responding to this threat for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Now, if you have to go out, it's important to remember the 5 Ds. That's D, dawn, dusk. Dress appropriately and drain any excess water you may have in your backyard. It's important to keep these in mind through about the first frost of the season, which will end up killing most of the mosquito population. In Shrewsbury tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Local reaction on remarks President Donald Trump made Tuesday regarding religion. In an exchange with reporters in the Oval Office, President Trump said American Jewish people who vote for Democrats show either a lack of knowledge or great disloyalty. It came amid his ongoing feud with 2 Democratic congresswomen. The head of the Jewish Federation of Central Massachusetts says the U.S. and Israel are 2 allies with shared fundamental values. Stephen Schimmel says he hopes elected officials really appreciate the complexity of the alliance.
And we have to also keep in mind and remember that this alliance, this relationship has lasted through the presidencies of Democrats and Republicans, through Congresses controlled by Democrats and Congresses controlled by Republicans. It's a nonpartisan issue, or should be.
Schimmel says while everyone may not approach this topic in the same way, he says he is interested in a future filled with peace and hopes that's the way it'll play out. Season ticket sales for the Worcester Red Sox are off to a strong start, even though its baseball at Polar Park is still a few years away. Team president Dr. Charles Steinberg says Monday they've sold hundreds of tickets and phones have been ringing off the hook. Fans can purchase 6 different season ticket packages beginning at $770. When tickets went live, Russ Lamacchia jumped right on the opportunity.
And baseball has always been there in my life, you know, from my grandfather to my father to myself and now my son. We're actually Yankee fans. We're big Yankee fans. But, you know, we can root for the minor league Red Sox because, you know, it's really tough to root against kids that haven't made any money yet that are really trying to get to the majors. And, you know, we're excited for the Red Sox minor league team to come to town.
Lamacchia bought 4 seats and says he'll be sitting on the third base side. He says he's already looking forward to opening day. Worcester's preliminary election is 3 weeks away, and with 6 seats for councilors at large, candidates are busy campaigning, trying to win a spot with the voters. Our Brittany Schimmel has more.
At-large city council candidates hitting the campaign trail with just 3 weeks left until the preliminary election.
Knocking on doors and try to attend as many public meetings as I can.
I've got a decent visibility with the signs. I've been out waving at cars.
At 23 years old, Evan Corrigan is one of the youngest candidates to ever run. He says he wants to inspire other people his age.
It's no secret people my age demographic are not the most active politically. I represent a growing demographic that is well a part of the city of Worcester, but certainly underrepresented on the city council. Ultimately, I want more people to get involved in the city of Worcester because Worcester is a place that's worth being involved in.
The lifelong Worcester resident wants to update the recycling system and scrap a proposal for plastic recycle bags.
Most recyclables now are lightweight plastics which don't biodegrade, and on windy days there's not much keeping them from blowing around. So I think it's time we update the recycling system, but certainly plastic bags are not the way to go.
Incumbent Mo Bergman is seeking his 4th 2-year term. He says there was a preliminary for at-large council in 2015, and it makes for a challenging but exciting election season.
That's democracy. It does make for really 2 election cycles. You should always run scared, and I do that every election cycle. I'm always indebted for the previous times I've been reelected, but I always realize I have to make my case every election cycle.
Worcester residents have until Wednesday to register to vote for the preliminary election. Assistant City Clerk Nico Vangelli says the preliminary election creates more work for the Election Commission.
Usually this is kind of compared to state election seasons. You know, we do have a little more excitement. So we'll see in terms of what the turnout is in September, and then we can kind of go from there moving on to November.
The preliminary election is September 10th. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. For more information, you can check the city's website. In Worcester, Brittany Schimmel, Worcester News Tonight.
Residents are asked to stay out of Coes Reservoir Wednesday. A contractor is applying herbicides to the water. The city says the treatments are a safe and effective method to control the growth of invasive aquatic plants. They say it poses no risk to humans or animals after the application is complete. The water will be safe for use on Thursday, but in the meantime, you're advised to stay out of the water and keep your pets out of the water as well. Demolition crews on scene of Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church today. Actual demolition began as crews removed the stairs in front of the church. The remaining debris was cleared out of the way. The diocese says they plan on taking the church apart piece by piece. Bay State Brewing is opening a new space in Worcester. The brewery will take over what used to be Nana's Pizza and Pasta restaurant at the Fidelity Bank Worcester Ice Center. Nana's was operated by Niche Hospitality Group. The brewery and tap room will be on the first floor and second floor of the center. Construction is set to begin in October.
We're extremely excited to be here, to be in this section of the city. We've looked for, well, better part of 5 years for a location for our tap room. And this fell into our laps. This is probably the best opportunity we could have ever wished for.
I'm here 4 to 5 days a week with my kid playing hockey, and the ice community has just been a great way for Chip and I. We've met here in the rinks throughout Worcester, and we're looking to expand the beer horizon within the city at the rinks.
Niche is also announcing they'll be changing the dining and bar concept at Raylor's Tavern. All sports memorabilia in the tavern will go to decorate the new Bay State Brewing space at the Ice Center. A new gym is one of 5 businesses set to open in the former Whittoff's Bakery building. The iconic Worcester business closed in 2015, and now a developer has plans to turn the area into a popular spot on Water Street. Our Aaron Keating has the latest.
I was the one that would get the rolls. I would come in, grab a number, go over to the Broadway, grab something to eat, come back and get the rolls and take off.
Matt Carroll remembers coming to Whittoff's Bakery as a child. The personal trainer is turning the bakery's former home into his new personal training gym.
Rather than working with people one-on-one, I'll be able to expand and work with larger groups.
Construction crews are working where gym equipment will be placed next month. Carroll says the location on Water Street is a perfect fit for Unrivaled Training.
I think it's a good thing for people that live in the area or are moving into the area because they can just walk downstairs, come over to the gym, and get on with their day.
The former Widoff's Bakery is one of 2 Water Street buildings owned by Bay State Investment Funds. The company is developing the former Weintraub's Deli building into a crepe restaurant. President Ed Murphy says he's hopeful these new businesses will liven up this section of the Canal District.
Both businesses were failing when I purchased them. That's why they looked to sell the real estate. We tried to find new operators for both. We're bringing in unique, solid tenants, and hopefully we can liven up this street.
Both Murphy and Carroll are confident these new businesses will attract more crowds to the area.
It's exciting to have new people come in, new ideas, and we look forward to what the new tenants bring.
It'll be a fun atmosphere for people to come in, not only create a community, but have fun working out.
Unrivaled Training is set to open its doors on September 15th. Murphy says he will announce the rest of the businesses taking up the building soon. In Worcester, Erin Keating, Worcester News Tonight.